The upgrade to business class was supposed to make traveling with 3-month-old Emma easier, but nurse practitioner Jessica Chen had never felt more out of place as she settled into seat 3A with her sleeping daughter. At 28, she was returning from a medical conference in Chicago, and the expensive ticket had been a gift from her grateful patients' families. "Excuse me, I believe you are in my seat." Jessica looked up to see a tall man in a crisp white dress shirt standing in the aisle holding a boarding pass and looking slightly annoyed. She quickly checked her ticket and realized her mistake. "Oh no, I am so sorry," Jessica said, starting to gather her diaper bag. "I read the seat number wrong. Let me move before Emma wakes up." The man studied Jessica's face, noticing the exhaustion in her eyes and the careful way she held her baby. Something in her demeanor made him reconsider his initial irritation. "Actually, please stay," he said, settling into the seat beside her. "I am Marcus Thompson, and you look like someone who could use the extra space more than I do." "Are you sure?" Jessica asked gratefully. "Business class tickets are expensive, and I know you paid for that specific seat." "I own the company that chartered this flight," Marcus replied with a slight smile. "I think I can manage to sit wherever I want." Jessica stared at him. "You own the company?" "Thompson Industries," Marcus confirmed. "We manufacture medical supplies, which is why I was at the conference you probably just attended." "What kind of medicine do you practice?" "I am a nurse practitioner in pediatric oncology," Jessica replied, adjusting Emma in her arms. "I was presenting research about pain management protocols for children with cancer." Marcus's expression immediately grew more serious and respectful. "That must be incredibly difficult work." "It is also incredibly meaningful work," Jessica said simply. "These children and their families trust us with the most precious thing in their lives." As Emma began to stir, Marcus noticed Jessica struggling to reach her bottle while keeping the baby comfortable in the cramped airplane seat. "May I help?" Marcus offered, reaching for the bottle warmer in Jessica's bag. "I have some experience with babies. My sister has twins, and I have learned a few things about feeding schedules." "You do not mind helping?" Jessica asked, surprised by his offer. "Not at all," Marcus replied, expertly warming the bottle and testing its temperature. "Besides, I am curious about your research. Our company has been trying to develop better pain management devices for pediatric patients." Over the next 2 hours, Marcus and Jessica talked about medical technology, the challenges facing children's hospitals, and the innovations that could improve patient care. Marcus was impressed by Jessica's depth of knowledge and practical experience, while Jessica found herself drawn to his genuine interest in using business success to help people. "Jessica," Marcus said as the plane began its descent, "I want to propose something that might sound unusual." "What kind of proposal?" Jessica asked, intrigued. "Our company has been looking for a medical consultant to help us design equipment specifically for pediatric oncology units," Marcus explained. "Someone who understands both the clinical needs and the emotional realities of treating children with cancer." "You are offering me a job based on a conversation during a flight?" Jessica asked. "I am offering you an opportunity to help design medical technology that could improve care for thousands of children," Marcus corrected. "Your insights about pain management and patient comfort could revolutionize how we approach pediatric medical equipment." Jessica looked down at Emma, then back at Marcus. "What would this consulting work involve?" "Collaborative design sessions, prototype testing in clinical settings, and helping our engineers understand the real-world needs of patients and families." Marcus explained, "It would be part-time, so you could continue your current work, and it would pay well enough to secure Emma's future." "Why me?" Jessica asked. "You could hire any number of medical consultants." "Because in 2 hours, you have taught me more about pediatric patient care than 6 months of market research," Marcus replied honestly. And because someone who dedicates her life to helping sick children deserves the chance to impact even more lives. 6 months later, Jessica found herself presenting the prototype for a new pediatric 4 system to a room full of hospital administrators, with Marcus watching proudly from the audience. The Thompson Chen Comfort 4 system reduces insertion pain by 60% and allows children to maintain greater mobility during treatment, Jessica explained to the assembled medical professionals. After the presentation, as Marcus joined Jessica for dinner to celebrate their successful product launch, Jessica reflected on how a seating mistake had led to a professional partnership that was changing pediatric medicine. Do you ever wonder what would have happened if I had been in the right seat that day? Jessica asked as they shared dessert while Emma played contentedly in her high chair. I think we would have found each other eventually, Marcus replied. People who are passionate about the same mission tend to cross paths. And what mission is that? Jessica asked with a smile. Using whatever resources we have to make life better for children who are fighting battles they should never have to fight, Marcus said seriously. Whether that is medical expertise or business resources, we both want the same thing. As Emma reached for both of them from her high chair, Jessica realized that sometimes professional partnerships built on shared values become the foundation for personal relationships that neither person saw coming. Marcus, Jessica said as they prepared to leave the restaurant, I have a confession to make. What kind of confession? Marcus asked. I did not actually read my seat number wrong that day, Jessica admitted. I saw that the business class section was mostly empty, and I thought I could get away with sitting in a better seat for Emma's comfort. Marcus laughed, a rich sound that made Emma giggle in response. So, you are telling me that our entire partnership began because you decided to commit a minor act of airline rebellion. I prefer to think of it as advocating for my daughter's needs, Jessica replied with a grin. Well, Marcus said, taking her hand as they walked toward the exit. Remind me to thank Emma someday for having such a resourceful mother. As they stepped into the evening air, Jessica realized that sometimes the best opportunities come from taking small risks and trusting that good intentions will